Happy Monday, sixth grade. Just wanted to take a moment this Monday morning and review back over what we did last week. So we entered into a little bit more details about finance and money and started by talking about banks. And we started by, I asked you the question, what does the bank do with your money once you actually hand it over to them? And so what we learned is that a bank is more than just a large safe. Yes, they keep some cash there, but also they take some of that cash that we deposit in there and they use it. They use it to loan out money to us when we need it to buy a car or a home. But then they also, through that, that's how they actually earn some cash. Now, I don't want you to think that they're literally going to your account and taking money out of it and then putting it to work. That's not how it necessarily works. But banks do collect all the money that they are able to collect, and then they use that pile of cash that's there to be able to give loans and help people buy homes, start businesses, buy cars. Also, in that is interest. Remember, the bank is going to earn money when they loan it out, right? They're providing a service, and then they collect some profit off of that. And then with that profit, that's how they stay open and pay their employees and earn money. We talked about three types of accounts, basic accounts that banks offer. Those are checking, savings, and money market accounts. And then we moved on to the next little activity you guys did, and we looked at comparing some checking and savings accounts. And then we also looked up some CDs or certificates of deposit. In that activity, I hope you saw that there are tons of different types of accounts, right? There's checking accounts that are free. There's checking accounts that cost money to open. They have rules on them. Some of them, it doesn't matter how much money you have in there. Some of them cause you to have to keep a certain balance or a certain amount of money in your account all the time. The thing I wanted you to get out of comparing those is just a basic knowledge of you have choices on where you place your money. And based on those choices that you make, they either could cost you money or it could actually earn you money. Some of the checking accounts and saving accounts that I'm sure you found on Paducah Bank or elsewhere paid interest. And if they're paying us interest to leave our money there, that's obviously a better option usually than an account that doesn't pay us money to put it in there. So lots of different options whenever we're talking about where to place our money, even just which account to put it in. And from bank to bank, and at Paducah Bank, let's say they had 4 different checking accounts. So lots of options out there. Just wanted you to kind of start to see some of those options. Then we ended up with a talk about interest. And remember, interest works both ways. It can earn me money. If I'm using my money to earn interest, it's a good thing. But interest also can cost us money. If we are borrowing money from somebody, if we go to a bank and say, hey, can I have some money to buy a car? They're going to charge us. And so then interest is earning money for them, not us. And I briefly discussed the payment trap. The more time you take to pay off a loan, the smaller the monthly payment will be. And a lot of people like small monthly payments. Think about it. If I'm making a $900 a month payment, or I could make a $500 a month payment, well, I would much rather make that lower payment each month because that gives me more cash to do other things with. But remember, the longer we're taking, usually the smaller the amount of the monthly payment, that means it's going to take longer and it's actually going to cost us more over time. So in the last activity, you guys had to do an example where you found a car and financed it. So remember, if I take a $30,000 car, finance it at 5% over 36 months, the monthly payment's $900 a month. That's a real expensive monthly payment. Borrowing that $30,000, it's actually going to cost me $32,369 to pay it back over the 36 months. So it's going to cost me another $2,300 and some change to borrow that money. If we double the length of that loan to 72 months, now my monthly payment's much more reasonable, $483. Most consumers like that better because it's lower. However, look at the price now of the overall loan. Now to borrow that $30,000 cost me $4,787. So that's what I mean by the payment trap is if we lengthen the loan out, we're happier because we pay less each month. But kind of behind the scenes here, we're actually ended up paying more over the course of that loan. So basically by practice, it would be better if you could pay a higher monthly payment and get this paid off quicker. We'll go into a little bit more of that as we look at our activities this week. But if you have anything still left out, make sure you get that stuff turned in. I'll be doing grades all day today. I'll be around if you have questions about things. After you watch this video, be sure to click turn in so that I can make sure that you were present today on Monday and you got a little bit of review. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later.